All right, hello everyone. I wanted to do a follow-up video for the full moon in Scorpio, May 18th, 2019. Okay, so in the other video that you've hopefully already watched, I talk about all the 12 signs, what their chart position is, what house they're in, what planets are in their in that house where their sign is, or no planets at all. But with this follow-up video, what I wanted to focus on, which I mentioned in the other video, is the core meaning of the full moon as well. Okay, so this full moon in Scorpio, a water sign, it's heavily in an earth energy. Okay, and we're in the birth sign of Taurus. Okay, so it's really everything is going to hit home, because Taurus represents the home. So the home, and also it's representing the body. Okay, so what I'm and this just came to me, so no matter what I do, there's always something that that will pop up. Haha. Okay, so I was just curious to see what Taurus represents. Okay, Taurus rules the throat, including the neck, the thyroid gland, and the vocal tract. Okay, so a lot to speak on. Okay, and I'm just curious to see the part of the body that Capricorn, okay, that Capricorn rules. Okay, and Capricorn, okay, here are all of the lists. This makes it easier. Okay, so I can see the whole list, just to see what is the popular things that are happening right now. Okay, because the triangle that we have on the chart is focused on Capricorn, Taurus, and Scorpio. Actually, let me rephrase that. Okay, let me look at the chart. It's Taurus, Capricorn, and Scorpio. I'm correct. Okay. Okay, so those are the main aspects that is going on right now. So Scorpio represents the reproductive system and the sexual organs. So that's big news right now with the restriction on women, and whatever your viewpoint is on you know, abortion. Is part of astrology, shows the timeline of what we're experiencing here on Earth. So I think the state is Alabama that had the ruling of 12 men and 1 woman. So, okay, what else is it? Scorpio. So Scorpio rules the reproductive system and the sexual organs. Okay, Taurus rules the throat, neck, and vocal cords. Okay, and who am I looking for? Capricorn. Let me flip back. Capricorn. Okay, so give me a moment, because it's not popping up as quickly. I have to scroll through the website, because it's not a chart. That's why I love charts. If you ever come to any of my workshop, or even in my videos, I like to have my my charts. Okay, Capricorn rules the joints, the skeletal system. Okay, so it seems that it's a very strong Scorpio moon right now, and Scorpio is the reproductive system and the sexual organs. Hello. Okay, so this full moon is about communicating through restrictions. Saturn is good. It's good to have restrictions, and sometimes it's bad. So this restriction, you know, it's very controversial and it's very strong. Okay, this full moon is the struggle. Okay, your struggle, whatever your struggle is, your karma and your past life experiences, past lives, reincarnation, this life, relearning that lesson again, reincarnating through the sun, going through the cycle again, or past experiences. Okay, your past experience can affect your present moment. Of course, we know this, right? And that South Node energy that is happening right now, it's focusing on, it's happening in Capricorn, and we know that Capricorn can also have the effect of the South Node. Okay, and this is what I wanted to talk about in the second video, in writing down in my notes, is that South Node energy really can play a part with Capricorn. And Capricorn is that earth energy that is very much in business and, you know, getting things done. And that is a good thing, but it can also be overbearing at times, okay? And it can also cross the line in that energy. So it's nothing negative to Capricorns. It's just the understanding of how the South Node connects in the way that it is to that Capricorn energy. And right now we are experiencing Capricorn with Saturn retrograde, South Node retrograde, Pluto retrograde, okay? And Pluto has that destructive energy, also that creation energy, and it urges people to let go in the meaning of astrology with Pluto, right? So it's that life and death energy, it's that letting go energy. It's also that's what Capricorn has right now. It has Saturn, South Node, and Pluto in the 4th house, okay? And I'll come back to that, but that South Node energy, it's like Saturn, where it's talking about contracts or making a ruling on something, okay? And it's also it's based off its own instinct, okay? And that instinct can be good for you, but not good for someone else, okay? And that South Node is also asking, where did I come from, okay? Or where did we come from, okay? So where did I come from? So you're basing things on your own experience, right? That's great. That's good for you, okay? But when it becomes restrictive on someone else, then that could be an issue, right? What do I already know? Okay, so you're basing it from what I already know, or what do we already know? So you can look at it from the we aspect or the I aspect, okay? And what do you already know? Is it correct? Is it good for you? Or is it good for me? Is it good for the whole? So these are the questions. The South Node focuses on the past, okay? Whether it's past life or past experiences, everyone has their own. And then that shapes the person and it makes their decision, whether it's good or bad. So where do you jump off from? Where's your start in life? Where's your launch pad, if you will? Okay. That all shapes who you are. And then the stronger person will make the best decisions and really pick themselves up and move forward, where others, it might affect them in such a way that they really don't have that survival response to better themselves or to handle something better in a better way, right? We all do what is familiar to us, what we feel is more comfortable to us, and the South Node is making us really look at our karmic experience and look at ourselves and how we're reacting. And Saturn, it is very protective, it's very restrictive, it's very organized, it's a very strong energy, and we want to make sure that we're really understanding our struggles, but maybe we're not also understanding someone else's struggles. So it's looking at our misgivings, it's looking at our past incarnation, it's looking at revisiting something and reorganizing that. What did I do? What did you do? You're looking at yourself. What did I do? How can I rework this? How can I redo this? How can I reorganize this? Work that you started already, but you can restart it again. Okay, that's my notes. Okay, and now you want to ensure that your restart of something is going to be successful, is going to be good. Okay, you want to do a a do-over and to start in a new direction that will be a better direction for you. You really want to fine-tune yourself. You want to fine-tune the situation. You want to go in the right direction. You want to find balance, okay? You want to go ahead, you want to go beyond where you are right now. You want to make things better for you. So that's what this new moon is teaching. In Scorpios are they always have to learn to fight for themselves at an early age, right? So it's like when you look at the animal, the insect, the scorpion will teach its children how to fend for themselves at a young age and bounce and be like, okay, you're on your own, you're 8 years old, figure it out. I don't know, but they if you ever watch a documentary on them and see how they are, they relate to people who we all relate to a spirit animal. We all relate to something. We can find many spirit animals that we relate to, but one that is really, really close. And that scorpion energy is really fighting for themselves at a young age, or really learning on their feet. And they are very loving and compassionate, but they're very strong fighters, and they will sting you back. So it's like, don't F with a Scorpio, right? Don't mess with them. Whether you're Scorpio birth sign, rising, or north node, especially if they're birth sign or rising, don't mess with them. They will get you, and it will sting, and it will be truthful too. So, that's the energy of this full moon. And like I said, that Capricorn has that Saturn, that south node energy. It has that Pluto energy, and it's in the fourth house. Okay, so let's look at the fourth house. One of the main things is about the home. So things are going to hit you harder. It's going to hit home. It's going to be personal, right? So when someone's really invading your home, that's really personal. Your home being your body. Your soul is in this body right now, or it's your physical home. That's very personal. Okay, no one likes that, no matter what language you speak, where you live, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Taurus is the sun, is Mercury, is Uranus, is Venus. Okay, the 8th house is Scorpio's house, and we have Uranus and Venus there. Uranus does not like traditional way of doing things. If it worked in that time frame, it's not working in this time frame. Venus is the female energy of Mars, if you will, vice versa. Venus is beauty, love, but it's also fiery, and it will fight for its money, it will fight for its beauty, it will fight for its love, it will fight for whatever. In the 8th house of Scorpio, of losses, death and rebirth, of sex. Okay, sex, very important. Without it, there's no life, right? However you will look at the initial start and understanding of creating life. So it's the sexual organs. Okay, it's there. The 9th house is Sagittarius house of education, knowledge, travel, many other things, but those are the main important things. That energy of the 9th house does not like to be held back. Okay, so it is in Mercury, and it's communicating that through laws, through knowledge, through education, through travel. Travel meaning that it will meet you mile for mile. Okay, so it's like, don't mess with me energy. And that sun is that reincarnation of life, of learning that whole karmic lesson again. And then you're in Taurus, the bull. That's like crazy. And like I said, Gemini used to be Taurus's sign in the old astrology. So Taurus is the bull, and Taurus is about the home. And you mess with the bull, you get the horns, right? So let's leave it right there. Okay, so you're going into Scorpio now. Scorpio full moon in the 3rd house. Okay, the 3rd house is siblings, it's neighborhood, it's your local area, it's your short-term trips or journey, it's your communication. Okay, Scorpio full moon 3rd house. Scorpio, water sign, lots of emotion. If it's in the 3rd house, and what does it mostly relate to? It mostly relate to communication. That's very strong. It relates to everything that the 3rd house has to deal with. So right now, this energy is really about building up building up its strength to make sure that it's not getting restricted in a ridiculous way. So it's really going to look at the karmic past, the karma, the struggle, the understanding and how to get organized to make sure that there is no off balance, regardless of sexes. Okay, so it's just a very powerful moon right now, and like I said, from 3 weeks ago, from the new moon, everything is building up to this full moon right now, and from this full moon manifestation, bringing light in the darkness to what has been happening undercover. It's bringing it to light, and then now the energy has to be focused and calm, but very much in a Saturn, Mercury, Venus energy. If those three can get together to really counteract that South Node lesson, then things can really be put to balance. Okay, so it's so interesting that nothing is going on in Libra right now. Libra has no planets, but when you look at the chart and you look to Libra for that diplomat's not saying anything right now. Okay, it's just really focusing on the mainly the second house aspect. Okay, and just really reminding us of our second house. Okay, and that second house is reminding us is of our self-esteem. Okay, it's quietly saying self-esteem. Everyone has that own personal space of self. Okay, it's reminding us of what we value. Okay, it's also reminding us of what we possess. That's what Libra, whenever things are happening, you look at that balance, that diplomat, that Libra, and it's really saying that it can say what it wants to say, but then that second house is like, hey, you already had the first house of really getting to know yourself, and if you didn't get to know yourself, and then you're going to go around and mess with other people, then you have the second house of possessions, of values, and of self-esteem. And once you cross that line, then you really created your karma. Okay, so I hope that this one kind of, gives you an idea of how to look at the astrology from this aspect, and it's more of uplifting comments. I'm looking for people that are making comments that is thoughtful and that is at a higher level, and yeah, so yeah, that's astrology. It shows us where we are right now and what we can learn from ourselves. And really, I think the greatest lesson is whatever we're putting out there to control someone else, there is a shift where people are not going to allow that type of invasiveness, and that's what the charts are showing. And people are more waking up now to themselves and their life and their own personal happiness and what the words really mean, not just a pretty saying, but it's actually being lived. So thank you guys for watching, and happy May, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.